Hello everyone, hope you are doing great. Welcome to another tutorial. For that gown, we have our measurements, which I will put on the screen for you to see. The shoulder is 16 inches, that is 8 inches. 8 inches. I'll come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slant. For the armhole, we divide the bust, which is 34 by 6 inches. We add 1.5 inch, which is 7.1 inch. 7.1 inches. Then it will serve as our chest line. Now we measure from this starting point, we measure our waistline, which is 2 inches below the under bust, which is 15. But we'll add our half inch for sewing allowance, 15 and half. 15 and half. Now mark it. We already have a half inch for the shoulder joining. Now for the neckline, since is it okay before the neckline, let's measure the under bust. The under bust is 13 inches, but I love to come up by 1 inch, so it will give it more grip on the bust, which is 12 inches. We'll mark it 12 inches from this place, 12 inches. Now the nipple to nipple for bust 34 should be 7 inches. We'll mark exactly 7 inches. But when cutting the length fabric, we'll add our allowance. 7 inches on fold is 3.5 inch. That is what I've marked up to the neck, up to the chest line, sorry. Then after which I will now join this armhole. Mark our 8 inches to make sure it's on the right spot. We'll now join the armhole like this. Then we'll divide from that one we came down for the shoulder slant. We'll divide the 7.1 by 2 inches. Let me say approximately 7.6 or so. Then from there we'll come in by half inch. This is for the front. We'll come in by half inch. Then we'll go out for that armhole. Then for the under bust, we'll go out by 1.5 inch. For the waistline, we'll go out by 1.5 inch from here. Then from this side, we'll come in by 1 inch. We'll come in by 1 inch. Then we'll join the line. We'll join the line. Now, since the normal under bust is 13 inches, we'll measure 4 inches. We'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 inches should be the bust point. 9 inches is our bust point, because this one is the chest line. This one is the bust point. From that bust line, if the person is too busty, you come down by 1 inch. If the person is not, half inch is okay. So it will blend well. There will not be pointy. Now our waist is 28 inches divided by 4 is 7 inches. We'll add this dart that we are taking out. This dart is 2.5 inch, but I'll also do the bust dart, which will make it be wider by 1 inch. That is, we'll add back 3.5. Then the 7 plus 3.5 is 10.5 inches here. Then the bust is 8.5 plus the 3 point, let's say 3.5. It will give us about 12 inches. Or let me say, because I will move 1.5 from here and add 1 inch. I'll add 1 inch to the 1.5, which will be that bust that, let's pay 2.5. Now 8.5 plus 2.5. Now 8.5 plus 2.5 inches, I think it's 11 inches. That's what we have here. Now the bust of the client determines the amount of that you take out from here, which will determine the volume. The more the that, the more the volume. That's just the secret. Maybe for a more bustier person, you go out by 2.5 or so. Now we'll come down from that bust point, we'll come down by 1 inch. We measure like 5 inch or 6 inches. You now join it. Now join it for the bust. Then after that, remember this gown has a yoke, and to start the yoke, we measure like the starting part of the yoke is 6 inches. The upper part has a yoke 6 inches from here. Now, since it's a turtle neckline, more like a turtle neckline, we'll go in by 2.5 inch for the front neckline. We'll come down by 2.5 inch for the depth. For the neck depth, no mark. The reason I'm making use of pencil is so it will be easier for me to erase whenever I make a mistake. But the marker is just for you guys to see it properly. Then after that, I'll then join it to the shoulder slant. Then divide the shoulder by 2 or so, or measure 2.5 inch from here, or 3 inches from here. Measure 3 inches from the neckline and join it to the bust point. We will not cut this out, it's just to guide us to do the bustier part. Now remember to add the 1/2 inch for joining the shoulder. Now it has a plunge neckline. I came down by, from here I came down by 11, that's 1 inch above the underbust, 11 inches. Then the armpit area, I came down by 3 inches. I came down by armhole area, I came down by 3 inches. Then I now connected this. Now determine the more cleavage, like to show. I mean, 3 inches or 3.5. Let me say 3 inches is okay. Then now touch here. Blend it. This is the next part. This is the Ankara part. After this, we will now cut it out. Remember to add your allowance on the fabric. Remember to add your allowance on the fabric. Then, before you cut it out, you're not determined here. We'll now go out by 1.5 inch from here. maybe 1.5 inch, then a half inch. Sorry, not 1.5, 1 inch, sorry. 1 inch from here. Then we connect. You connect it to the bust point. You blend it to the bust point. Same thing with this one. You blend this very well. When cutting out this part, I'll show you how to do it so that you don't get shortage of fabric here. I'll show you how to cut it. Then I think this is all for the front parts. I don't want it to show much clearly. That's why I'm bringing it in. Remember to close this bust that you slash this, you open this, then you close it and hold this with a paper tape. Now I've cut the neckline. You cut here. Then I've held this with paper tape and cut the dark stuff. Cut the space. Then from there, now it's not compulsory you cut from the line, just you know what to do. From here, now cut this way. You use this part to cut the yoke. This part to cut the nets or lace, whichever one. Now for this part, we'll open this place. That is how we'll open this place because the yoke is like a plunge, so it will be neat and it will be easier too. Now when cutting this part, you notice that this place went up more. When cutting this part, just go out by, let me say, ½ inch. Now for the back pattern, I've already drawn the length 15 inches. Then the hip allowance 1.5, the chest line 9 inches from this line. Now I measure the shoulder. The shoulder is 8 inches from here. 8 inches. From here to 8 inches. Then I join it. Then from here, shoulder slant up of the 7.1 inch, about 3.6 or so. And then for the neckline, I'll go in by 2.5 inch. I'll come down by 1 inch. 2.5 inch from the zip line, but from the here itself is look at it now. I marked from here this line, not the zip allowance. Then 2.5. Now to eliminate that boldness of that body at the back, or to make your zipper to relax, you come up by ½ inch. From here, you come up by ½ inch. Then from this line, you go in by ½ inch. You go in by ½ inch from here, sorry. From there, you measure 9 inches up to this place. And you now mark it. Then you still you still mark our 1.5 for zipper. We complete it, we go inside. Understand? It will not be straight again, it will be kind of slant. So your zip will relax. This is a new zipper allowance. We don't need this again. This is a new zipper. Zip allowance. Now measure our dart. Our dart is 7 inches. We divide it by 2. That's 3.5. Our waist is 7 inches, sorry. Just from there we now draw. You not draw. You not measure 3.5 here because of this. It will affect. What you do is just to draw a straight line. Then remove half inch on both sides. Now this is for the back. For that I added half inch. Instead of 3.5, I made it 4 so that I'll be able to take out half inch from both sides. I got out the slant, added the inches. Then from here I measured 3 inches and stopped at since I didn't see the design, I have to make my own. Maybe I decided that it will be the same 9. This now will be the look. Remember to add your allowance too. Since I've gotten my yoke, I'll now extend this line to this place. But I'll not cut it out. I'll not cut it out. I'll just do it. But when sewing, I'll measure from here. Like I said, when sewing, I'll measure from my waist to 9 inches. Then from there, and sew in the dart. Now let's cut it out. Look at where I will cut. This place is no longer needed, so that your zip will relax. Just watch. Remember to add your sewing allowance, at your material. Look at how I cut it. For these back parts, you can be creative. You can, from here, you come out by half inch and sew in loops, which will stop here. Then from here, the zip, that's in the zip, you add zip from here down to the skate part. Then from here, loops and button. It depends on you, or you can still add zips from here to where the skate part, where you want it to stop at the skate part. Just be creative, that's all.